All right, hey, brothers and sisters, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi back again. Um, oh, you know what? I forgot some stuff, right? But I'm back again. Uh, Commentary on the plight of the Afro community. All right, it is a community in straight up despair. All right, now, as I pause here for a moment, I'm gonna get some of the notices out. And I've learned how to do a couple of things, sort of kind of like editing out the um, the downtime. Okay, and let me explain why I have that downtime. Um, where I'm just getting things prepared. The way the way Google operates, all right, the way they operate, it's hard for me to get the images that I want up to show at the beginning and also the end of said show. All right. Another thing I've gotten away from is I used to send out an email, and I'm gonna get back on it. I'm gonna get back on that. And part of the reason that I need to get back on that because I'm starting to get a lot of responses from people to the email. Now, one of the other things that I'm going to do is I am going to, let me see. One of the other things that I am going to do is I'm going down and I am looking at um, some other things, right? And some of the other things that I'm looking at is the other ideas for t-shirts. All right. So right off the bat, all right, right off the bat, I have the one t-shirt that you see. All right. I have the one t-shirt that you see that's made already. And I'm starting to send those to my donors that donated to help me out um, with what I do for the children. Um, at my house and in Brazil. All right. So one of the things that I want to show y'all, and this is why I do not like any of these camps. I do not like the camps because All they are is the same thing that the Christian church used. All right. All right. They're the same method where they got a bunch of women. All right. So you got women that come to people's channel and try to tell men that they need to listen to the man that they're listening to. Now understand, many of these women are not wives, and these Israelite churches are good with that because they organize themselves to be um, basically like the Caucasian church. All right. And so this is kind of when you come in to a problem. All right. Excuse me for me speaking so slow, but I have I have a hold on. I have a lot of people that I'm trying to get notifications out. And again, I'm gonna put this out. If you wish to be a part, if you wish to be a part of um, of the show, let me know as y'all come on. But y'all know what time it is, and this is kind of a late one anyway. But I wanted to get this up for two reasons. I got one of the t-shirts done. All right. All right. I got one of the t-shirts done. Hold on. Yeah, you hear all that hard typing, right? And so we got this one done. Hold on for a second. We got this one done, and I wanted y'all to see this. All right. So I wanted y'all to see the shirt, and we're going to get into this. Um, we're going to get into a lot of stuff today. All right. So we're going to get into a lot of stuff. So let's start off with this on a lighter note, where you have two justice systems. One that'll work on an Afro man, but won't work on a Caucasian man. And this system right here is illustrated by the Kavanaugh case. And I am glad he got nominated. This is why I am glad that his stuff went through. And y'all have to make sense of this. All right, as we get started. First, let me greet everybody. Geworden hardu gudag, ola oi to the bank, vasas los, bonjour mes amis, kedu, bawani konnichiwa, ni hao mas, sani bonani, jambo habaragani, assalamu alaikum, and shalom. All right. Now, let me break this down to you. For you brothers, the way they went after this man, let me break it down to you. The way they went after this man, it is excellent. Why? Because the level of attack and how they attacked is now going to affect him personally as we push for the rights of men to have justice. See, all we wanted was justice. All right. There was this sorry group, black people that somebody linked me to join the group, right? And the group was so-called Black conservatives. All right. And they were not conservative. All right. And what they were was exploitive and dismissive of the Afro American history, and also dismissive of the Caucasian history to us in this country. All right. We're having a hard time getting anything done because of pitfalls or these people in the way. And then I figured something out. We should be having a hard time getting stuff done. All right. Let's see what's going on here. All right. So so I'm about to break something down real quick. Hold on for a second. Ah, there we go. All right. So we have a lot of crazy crap going on. Okay. All right, we have a lot of crazy crap going on. Wow, really? Let me try something else. I don't know why, but it's becoming really difficult to get crap done. All right. All right. So let me all right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. All right, what's up, Bertha? Hey, how you doing? On my way back to Brazil. I'm gonna bring you something back. Oh, never mind. Bertha, shoot me an email. All right. Shoot me an email if you want if you want one of these t-shirts, I got you. All right. What's up, David Bowman? Alfred, Greg Mahone, um, pumping your rusty septic tank. Dang. Um, Rolando, hey man, I tried to call you today, man. All right. So, what's up to all of y'all? All right, hold on for a second. So, there has been movement. There has been movement on my on the stuff that I took for the children last year. All right. Now I don't know what the movement mean, but one of the things that I plan on doing is going to Sao Paulo to get the stuff that was intended for those children. Um, all right. So that should about do it. All right. So that's the idea. So here's the shirt. All right. All right. So let's start breaking this stuff down. Um, I would like to turn. All right. Hold on for a second. I would like to turn your attention to Exhibit A. All right. And again, we're talking about and I'm gonna break something down to you real quick. And this is why we should never care about what a black woman has to say. All right. Some of our elders and some close to us have earned the right to have an audience through us. I said some, right? But I want to show y'all something. All right, as we see here, all right, and in this is someone special, right? Somebody, this is a black woman calling herself someone special, right? She goes, wow, it's your mother. I see why you're so hurt. All right, so because I tell the truth, these women think that, well, um, oh, you're hurt, right? In other words, the ills of the community, the destruction of the community does not bother any of these black women, not one bit, right? And she's talking about, like, first of all, my mother is dead. All right. But she's saying, brothers, forgive her so you can really see what's in front of you. Here's the thing. So she goes in to say Barack's white mother gave him away to her white mother because of her lack of a because of her lack of a and mother who didn't know what to do with a black child asked him, he will tell you, but I'm ignoring to pray. I'm going to pray. All right, so we don't want any of these wicked witches like this someone special to utter any, and we tell them straight up, all right, that we don't want someone, that anybody like this woman praying to their demon for us. Remember, all involved in witchcraft. Now, this is how you know that she is wicked. All right. When I point out what these women are doing, understand the deflection tactics. When I point out the evil that the women are doing, when I point out specifically the abortion rate, and that's murder. That is murder. It goes to the morgue. It is called a murder. They use termination as far as a political thing, but in real life, they call that killing, is murder. All right. These women have no problem with it. All right. Understand this. These women have no problem with it. These black women. Now, she sent me a video that she wanted me to look at from the Israelite United in Christ kind of garbage, right? So that's what she sent me. Now, here's the problem with these wicked women. These wicked women try to hit you up any way they can. Okay, let's see who chimed in. All right, these wicked women try to hit you up any way they can. All right, and this is what we have to be careful of. All right, these are women talking about, they want to pray for us, that they have somebody. First of all, this woman have no idea. See, look at this. Give hugs. All right, hold on. And I want y'all to see this. This woman came in, it has to be a woman, called Give Hugs, right? Now, this is what the black woman do. First, she calls name, losers. Y'all can see that, right? And then she goes, bye. All right, well, I didn't ask her to come here. All right, I said, hey to the people that matters. And he's right. Pumping your rusty septic tank. These women actually do laugh about murder. All right, their heart has been so corrupted that she, like with this is Kyler Sanders, Skylar Sanders, whatever, Barry Sanders' old ex, right? She tried to clean this man out, but he was just too smart for it, and laid down the smackdown up in Dallas. All right, this woman ran through her money and then tried to go back to divorce court to get more money out of him. Now, the amount of money that this woman won was ridiculous. Too ridiculous to be spun up like that in a short period of time. All right. Too ridiculous for that. It don't make no kind of sense. But in actuality, nobody had a problem with it. All right. Now, let me say this. Brothers, the wickedness of these women will give us allies by default. People that don't want to be our allies can now see the handwriting on the wall. All right. These women, no matter what camps they think they belong to, no matter how holy they think they are, right? This is a woman that the woman whose comments I read from my channel, this is a woman that is supposed to be an Israelite woman. I want y'all to understand this. And this Israelite woman thinks that the problem I have with the murder of 22 million of us is my mother. The problem that I have with seeing women, my sisters' children, falsely put people in jail with molestation and rape charges. Well, I'm upset at my mom. You see how they do that? You see the wickedness of these black women? What's up, young boy 24? You see the wickedness of these black women. All right. And this is why not only should we not listen to them, but we shouldn't even care. A black woman should not be able to make a suggestion to any real right living man. Dang. And these women are running away with this. And when we have a problem with all this wickedness and evil, they try to deflect and say, oh, some woman hurt you. Well, wait a minute. That's the dang point. What's up, Mr. Private Brains? That is the point. These women are always hurting us with wickedness. And they act like that, oh, we're going to destroy you, put you in jail, take all your money, and destroy your children. The children we don't kill outright in our bellies. You see what I'm saying? Now, here's the thing. As you saw what the woman wrote, then she tries to deflect, oh, I'm sorry, it's your mother? Really? And then she sent me something to listen to some other weak dude that's in the Israelite camp. All right, it's one of these camp dudes. Now, there's a makeup of who these camp dudes are. These are dudes that were in the criminal justice system came up with this camp idea, right? They went and got all these dudes that couldn't think for themselves in the street anyway, taught them a little bit of stuff. Now all these dudes are in purple shirts on the internet speaking garbage that they don't understand and know nothing about. Because one, they refuse to educate themselves. All right, hold on. No, period. All the things that I do kind of on my own right now, even though I receive financial help from a few people on my YouTube channel. Man, I hate this. No, period. Much I would of what I do, I am doing by myself, with the exception of financial help from a few people on my YouTube channel. But even that, the majority of the financial contribution come from out of my pocket. Period. I am very efficient that way. But sad to say, no help in taking care of myself. So some of the times myself is neglected for the greater good of the community. Period. All right, so what's up, Daniel? Okay, what's up, DK Phantom? Mechadon. All right. And so basically, how are you doing, Mechadon? All right. So basically, so y'all saw the t-shirt at the beginning. Hold on, let me put it back up. Y'all gotta see my laugh. I used to do that for the girls when they were decent. Used to have them cracking up. All right. Brethren and sistren, um, this is the t-shirt. All right. Um, for those that have donated at least $30 this month, I am going to send one. I need your address and send it to my email, Refuge Temple Nabi, which is in the description box, right? I pretty much know who they are. That's the other reason why, if you donate to me, it's better to donate to me via my PayPal me link. All right. To some of the brothers, all right, I'm coming out to Atlanta, Georgia, Wednesday after school. All right. And to the usual suspects, I'm bringing those t-shirts with me, because all of y'all have donated over the amount that usually meet up with me when we eat. All right. Oh yeah, yeah. All right. And so basically, basically, and oh, let me just say this real quick. And for those of you that's donated over the $30 for this month, um, I got all extra larges because I didn't know. If you need something other than an extra large, um, let me know. All right. And so, and that goes for you, Bertha Huff. All right. So now with that said, and Bertha Huff, I already have your address. Hey, send me the oh yeah, we hold on. I'm going back down and I'm looking at my list of sayings for t-shirts. All right. So I am going back down and I'm looking at those lists. Oh, and straight up, I would like to say thank you, brothers and sisters, for the thumbs up on the videos. One of the things that I've discovered when I was uploading a video, my video automatically defaulted to private, right? And I'm looking at my video and I'm just like, wait a minute. I was like, this is my settings were public. And I'm like, how is it that somebody has changed my video from public to private without me changing the settings? And I'm looking at it. It's a big old, I should have, man, next time that happens, I know what to do. All right. So this is where we are. Now, when I say if you're a righteous person, we have allies. And this is why. I think the women of the United States with this Kavanaugh thing have shot themselves in the foot so bad it's ridiculous. All right. And the way they did this man, understand this, with the false allegations, without understanding that his life is on a tight schedule with all these camps and stuff, and that he could produce calendars from back in the day. The way they attacked him has given him a little taste. Hey, what's up, Charles? Has given him a little taste of what the average man is going through. Now, understand this. They just made him a Supreme Court judge. All right? They just made him a Supreme Court judge. All right? We've been having women. We have been having women going back into the system time and time again, going after any women that care for an Afro man and going after the Afro man in order to destroy them. All right, just think about it. A woman got so upset in her feelings because her ex moved on and probably was living happy that she burnt down an apartment complex, causing a bunch of people and to many of children to be without a place to stay in an instant. But you know her feelings. All right. And so the Bill Cosby thing was a public lynching of an Afro man. The blatant public lynching of an Afro man by a wicked prosecutor, with wicked judges, with wicked people on the jury. Let's be clear. This was the public lynching of an Afro man. The same way these women go to court and lynch Afro men. All right, that's what this was. And they tried to do it to Kavanaugh, but of course, he's a white man and he had people that had his back. And he lived let's say, less conspicuous life than Bill Cosby did. Remember, Bill Cosby came up in the 70s where anything went. Wow, Mechadon. Oh, that's good French, Mechadon. Good French. All right. And so this is the point. And this is why we have to have each other's back. All right. But one of the things is we need to get away from any group. All right. So what happened is this group on Facebook calling themselves the Black conservatives were not conservative. They were calling themselves conservative, but they were caping for Republicans. Hey, what's up, Nut Riding 1677? They were caping for Republicans. What is the difference? Republican is a party, and people that cape for a party blind themselves only to the party platform. I'm conservative, right? But I don't vote for nobody. All right. And some of the times, a Democrat person has a more conservative idea and righteous idea, and some of the times, Republican, but most of the time, none of them have a good idea. Um, right. And here's the thing. And Bertha Huff, you are so right that the men and women have to separate, not for the safety of the women, but for the safety of the men. What's up, Elia? And not for physical safety, for safety from the legal system. Because even if they do get exonerated, each company will have spent so much time and manpower behind all these false allegations that it will bring the company under. What's up, big dog? Okay. Now, so I'm gonna put out the clarion call. So if anybody would like to join this discussion, let me know. Okay. This is going to be one of the shorter ones. Now, I must admit, with all the stuff that I've been doing, preparing for the Brazil trip, okay, I am back in college, right? And basically, college itself has been an eye opener because of the classes that I'm taking. Right now, I'm doing well. I don't know how long that's going to last. All right. So for the first part of the semester, I have all A's. Now, some dudes said, why do we need to know that? Because some people ask me, actually, how is school? Right? Now, I'm not saying that I got them with great knowledge and stuff like that, Well, one I actually knew the material. The other one, I think I got lucky a bunch of times. All right, I ain't even gonna lie. All right, and so it's half C's, and much of that is like I'm usually ahead in the work, right? And basically because the work now means something because a lot of it is tying in to my videos. And let me explain that for a minute. All right. And even with you, Mechadon, on here, because this is important. One of the things that I figured out is every group that is strong, the Jews, the Muslims outside of the United States, the Irish outside of the United States, all the people outside of the United States that have a strong musical culture stay together better as a people. What's up, Charles Willis? Understand this, right? So, what was so significant about my music appreciation class, right? Which is not really sitting down there just listening to music and saying, wow, I really appreciate that. It's like the history of music and its instruments and how we got to the garbage we got now. All right. Now, here's the thing. Without the Afro man, music from jazz to country would have no flavor. There would not have been a pop thing to it. Take, for instance, the blues. The blues has everything that is pop now is based off of the old African blues. All right. And the blues had like a 32-meter things, 4 groups of 8. All right. Or is it 8 groups of 4? I can't remember. But understand, which people now call bars. But understand this. How it got that way is we did not write down anything. We played what we felt and passed that down. The intention was that if we die out, so did our form. What Caucasians did is they start writing down our music and selling it. All right. So I did the story about this before. The music, jazz, how it was formed, and just popular music, period. The banjo comes from, the banjo that they play on hee haw, that all the country people play. That is an instrument, and a slide guitar. Those are instruments that come from African instruments, literally. All right. The African people that live next to the Appalachian people up in the mountains taught them the banjo, and the white people just ran with it. All right. Tap dance, us, right? But when you look at jazz, what happened is this, and I broke this down before. We are the only people in the earth, and I'm talking about us, the so-called black community, not the brothers and sisters, but the black community are the only people on earth that say you are who your mother is, where everybody understand that it's the father that makes you who you are, which is why most people take the father's last name. The only time the black woman understand that is when she's going to get that child support check. All right. So here's the breakdown. The French, they own Louisiana, kind of up the middle to the Mississippi. All right. Napoleon sold the Louisiana. Jefferson brought the Louisiana stuff to Louisiana Purchase because Napoleon lost to the Haitians and he lost Haiti, which was a lot of money, and he still had war campaigns and needed quick money. So that's how they got the deal. All right. So this is how this goes off. All right. So let me break this down. So what happens is, all right, people. So what happens is this. During the Louisiana Purchase, I mean, or before the Louisiana Purchase, the French people and the Spanish people came and screwed any black woman that they wanted and created the mulatto class. The mulatto class lived by the Caucasians. Why? Because the father was white. All right. The Afro male was not allowed to create a child with a Caucasian woman. All right. And this was all the way up to the Loving versus Virginia case. What was that, 1940 something, 50 something? All right. So all these women complaining about the black man going to white women. All right, they need to shut up because they've been selling out the brother since before slavery, which got us into slavery, then during slavery, and then immediately after that, and then after that, and after that. Where did they think Lena Horne come from? Maya Angelou was married to a Caucasian man 3 times. Okay, so I mean, come on now. All right, one must understand this. Now, so here's the other thing that happened. What the French did and the Spaniards did is when they had these children from these black women, they sent these children to Europe to learn and be trained to be musicians. Period. So they were trained. When the mulatto children got back to Louisiana and stuff like that, everything was hunky dory. All right. As they lived with their father and they lived in a community with white people, they weren't going to rise to be the boss of anything, but they would be the manager because they lived white. Why? Because their daddy was white. What happened is Jefferson bought the Louisiana Purchase for a steal. All right. And now the life of mulattoes revert from how the French and Spanish did it to how the English or the United States did it. And the United States had the 1 drop rule, right? This pushed the mulattoes out of the white communities. And guess where they went? They went to the black communities. And the reason, and they were kind of accepted there, they were taught some things. And so, what the mulattoes brought to the black community was the repertoire that they learned in France and Spain and in Europe, right? And what the black people said is that stuff is boring. Let me teach you how to improvise and play 7s and 9ths. Oh, and the all important chord, the 3rd, diminished. Okay. And so, and that's your blues, that's your black singing chord. The diminished 3rd or diminished 7th. All right. So they taught them that. So what's the lesson here? That everybody knew that those children belonged to the Caucasians until the English got them. And the English did what they did on purpose so that they could create enmity and make sure that the Afro man would never rise to anything. Because when the French slept with that African woman or that black woman, right? Those children ceased to be indigenous children because they belonged to whomever who the father was. The reason why there was such a significant problem with the Afro man and us being with any other woman was that our seed made that child ours and they belonged in our community. Oh, which means that the Caucasian really still do not have any legal right to this country because it belongs to us, the Afro-Indigenous, by way of the fathers. So long as you look dark like me, oh, there's a problem. If your daddy look dark, there's a problem. All the way down because the Afro people were here 10,000 years before, and I showed you the video, and y'all see the guys that dug up the bones and stuff, 10,000 years before anybody else. Okay. What's up, Roderick Hayes? Hey, USMC vet, Semper Fi, man. Now, let me break this something else down. When Columbus, I told you about Columbus when he bumped into America, he called us Indians is because we were very, very, very dark. And the only people that he knew that was as dark as us were the true Indians before they got mixed in by the British. So if you see the Indians from India, you know, the poor people, they're really, really, really dark, like my dark. All right. Now, so now this is where my geology class comes in, or geography. All right. So we go to break down into the vegetation sources and stuff like that. I mean, and this is nothing but a science class like macro science, right? But we look at the vegetation and all the stuff that's going on in the Americas, in the world, and in the Soviet Union, the oil, where the oil is, and stuff like that. Right? And we started to understand something, or everybody knows this. The white people even know this. That when Francisco Emilio Cortez, when Francisco Pizarro and them came here, all right, and they were dealing with the Incas, the Aztecs, and the Mayans. They were dealing with mixed hues of people from the very, very dark, like me, to the brown skin. All right, period. All right, hey, Roderick, when I was in the Army, let me see if I have that picture. I have a different phone. All right, when I was in the Army, hold on for a second. I might be able to find the picture. When I was in the Army, I was an EO. Um, I was an EO representative. All right. And so to break it down like this, as an EO representative, right? as an EO representative, we do like such and such a days, such and such a days, and all the rest of this stuff, right? And we have a lot of stuff that we do, right? Well, one of the things is that we had the Native American Day, all right? So they came through, have it on my other phone. So the Native Americans came through, and in a lot of their thing, the Native Americans were teaching the people in the military that there were many Afro people that were considered Native American. And I took a picture of their folder. And some of my first videos were made on that revelation. It wasn't the revelation that we were Native American. It was the revelation that the Native Americans knew and were telling the white people that too. This is why during the Trail of Tears, when you actually look at things with the Trail of Tears, they'll say that slaves were mixed in with the Indians, and that's not true. They were all natives. But what happens is the white people, through their DNA stuff and everything else like that, they try to always keep the dark-skinned people separated as non-natives, as African, because everybody comes from Africa, right? So if I'm the person, the white company that come up with the DNA, all this DNA stuff, I will, and I see that you have ancient African history in you. All right, I could take that back all the way up to the inception of Africa. I can move you right off this continent and make you think that you have no ties to this land. All right, the same way they could do a white person. Right. All these white people claiming to be Indians, right? If they did their DNA, you will not find any Mongoloid or Negroid DNA in them, because they're Dawes Roll people. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Dawes Roll is, that's when white people paid $5 to classify themselves as Indians to get land benefits from the government. All right. All this was done to further put a red wedge and rob us of our identity. All right. Now, two things wrong with any Caucasian person argument with black people as slaves. One, no one was ever put in chattel slavery. If they ever tell you that the first man that owned a slave was this black guy, no, he's not the first guy to own a slave. One, he had an indentured servant. In other words, it was somebody that was to pay off a debt, and he sued in court to keep him indentured. But he never owned a black slave. Exactly, Bertha. Right. And it does get confusing without the father around. And women, the black women knew this, right? Um, and so, and this is why when the Caucasian people gave the black women the option to throw the man away, that they will help her get rid of the man from the house, via the police and the court system, that she took it. One, because deep down, the black woman has always been trying to be the black man because she wanted glory. And the sad part is the man she tried to be like was the one that was dying and being assassinated for her. right? And these women, the first thing they do is forget that history. And then when you get upset that she decides to neglect you and forget the history, she say, well, your problem is really your mother. That old psychology BS that doesn't work on many of us. All right. So here's the thing. We're not miseducated. We're uneducated because we choose not to educate ourselves. All right, y'all seen the books and stuff. Now we got Google, YouTube, and all of it. There's no reason for anybody to be ignorant, right? But I'm gonna tell you what Afro people, no, Black people remain ignorant. Black people remain ignorant because they will not accept the truth from anybody unless it's somebody that they like. And if they like the person that they like, that person could lie to them all day and they will accept their lies as the truth. Because at the end of the day, when you try to point out the truth to them, they will tell you, especially the Black women, they don't care. And that's it in a nutshell. They don't care. Whoop, there it is in a nutshell. They do not care. All right. I had a female in my geology class that claimed to be a feminist, a woman from Africa, and she just didn't care what any man had to say. All right. So the men in the class, we decided to study together because I could help the other guy because apparently something's working in that I got the A. All right. Now, it was by the skin on my teeth, right? But here's the other thing, though. So we work together, we're going to get smarter. Oh, wait a minute. What's up, Lord Vader? All right. So we are going to get smarter. We're going to get wiser. All right. We're going to have more understanding and stuff. As a matter of fact, because I could print maps in color, all right, me and this dude going to be hooked up. Guess what? Me and him, we're the only brothers in the class, but we'll hook up with one of the Hispanic people before we'll hook up with that Black woman. Remember, she's a feminist. She don't need no man. Oh, why did Mrs. I don't need no man try to get numbers from, hey, what's up, Lion Judah? Why did Mrs. I don't need no man trying to get number from the white guys and the Hispanic guys that were really not trying to be bothered with her? But she was begging them to switch numbers to do a study group, to which I guess she thought she was going to be in charge of. She thinks she's running crap, right? The professor said there were 5 A's in the class. The woman don't even know that I was one of them. She don't even know that the other guy was the vice president of the student body. You see what I mean? And so now we don't want nothing to do with her, right? The Hispanic guys and stuff like that, they're not going to want anything to do with her. And the one person that was trying to be friendly and help her because she was from Africa, right? I can now tell you that the Africans on campus act like the Black women. All right. And here's the sad part. The sad part is that nobody in the class wants to be bothered with her. And she blew the one chance she had to just make friends, just be a nice person. And let me tell you this other incident that happened. All right. So, Mrs. Feminist, we had switched numbers earlier before the first test because I was like, man, I might need help studying or whatever, right? All right. And so, but when she wanted to just do things on her terms, you need to get, I was like, you know what? If I study with her, nothing will get done. So I just didn't, I didn't bother with her. She's like, you need to come to the camp. I was like, no, I got this. Right. And so basically, and I'm glad I didn't, because I don't think she did well. All right. Now, in this incident, she was stuck at the Greyhound bus station. She called all her friends and family, and nobody would come pick her up. The last number she had was mine. And she called me for a ride. She said, "This is such and such from class." And then I, without thinking that it was her, I already said, "Yeah, I'll get you." Right? Now, before this, I didn't know how hard she was into this feminist thing, right? But as I was picking her up, because I was the only one that would, right? And as I was picking her up, we talked about this feminist thing, and I said, you can't ever call me for anything, and because I'm a man, and you hate men, you're a feminist, right? And in that, she said she didn't care about what men had to think, and I said, don't call me for anything, right? I stopped letting her walk with me after class, all right, and I was like, no, go be by yourself, feminist. All right. And this is a woman from Ghana that came through war torn places who's here because of her dad, and in conversation dissed her dad, but wanted him to pick her up, but he couldn't. Right. So the two dudes that she dissed was the only one she had to depend. None of her feminist friends could come pick her up. Now I wonder what she's going to do. All right, because she got two American black dudes that don't want nothing to do with her, because the other dude was people, yeah, she's off. Something's wrong with her. Right? He said, I don't have nothing to say with her. And they might know each other from the past. Like this was a new person, right? And I'll give everybody a shot. All right. But when I see the first red flag, I'm out of there, right? And so I would never study with her, right? And I don't Wakanda women. And I don't think she understands who the two guys are in the class, right? Because I bet you she's thinking we aren't. No, she know I probably did very well because I said I did, but she don't have nobody else to study with now. Like now, and she might go on their program, the Caucasian people. Whereas with me, she was trying to force me to do things her way. All right. And I wasn't having that, not for 1 second. All right. Now the other guy, he knows the grade that I got. And I told him it was mainly by luck, but it was because I knew how to take tests and I studied the map to understand some things, right? And so I'm gonna show him my tricks that I use to have an understanding. All right. Now that I know how this test is, all right, which is kind of is the geography ain't where is this and where is this capital. And I was like, it's something else. We have to know vegetation, weather patterns, um what is mind, and all the rest of that crap, right? And so I developed a system that even when I really don't know, I can use logic and process of elimination, because you could do that with multiple choice tests. And so now this girl is going to be up a creek without the paddle. And the reason why she's going to be that way is because she got a nasty black woman attitude that she didn't get until she got to America. And what I'm starting to see is any of these women that come here that want to be a part of the American female group, gang, or whatever, they're going to be corrupted. I was listening to a Caucasian guy talk about a woman that he had from Bangkok or Thailand or something like that, right? And they were doing very, very well until she had American friends. The American friends destroyed their relationship, destroyed her. She smokes and she drinks now. She's not happy. And the very friends that destroyed her relationship, the very women, said, "You had a good guy. You should have kept him." All right. This is the foolishness. This is the mess that we have to deal with. All right. Um, on my other channel, where I put up videos, all right. Again, there are people trying to stop the message because they don't like it. And I could care less. I don't care about the women or their simps. All right. I really don't care about the women or their simps. They're not worth caring about. A phrase that I thought I would never say, but the black woman, the modern day black woman, has become worthless to everyone, to include herself. Worthless. This is why I kept saying sisters need to separate. Yep, man, she sure did, Roderick. All right. This is why I kept saying sisters separate. We only have a few, right? Now, here's the other thing. I'm going to help as many brothers as I can go to other countries. Period. That's our only option. I know there are some good sisters, but they are few and far in between. All right. And it's only a matter of time when many of those are corrupted. It depends on how much family value they have. All right. But for the most part, until these laws change, it's not even worth the time of day to deal with the modern day black woman. I have sisters that I've been dealing with for a while, and in the midst of all the wickedness that's going on, they have been steadfast for righteousness. Hey, what's up, Giorgio? Here's the thing. I don't believe all will be corrupted because that's an absolute. But I believe that most will. And the only ones that won't be corrupted is the ones that are with the strong men that actually care and love the strong men. All right. One of the things that when I did the video on the thug and the diva, all being part of the same wickedness as the devil. Okay. When I did that video, right, it's kind of an eye opener, and it shows you that you got some women that downright worship evil. That's why they like the Caucasian man. Nobody has been more wicked to any community than the Caucasian man. I still have a video with the Washington Post report showing that most of the um, death, mass killings have come from white males, not Al Qaeda, not none of the groups that we like to blame for stuff that happens in America. It's been white males. When people bring up the murder rate, they say black men 52% of the murder rate. And who gave us that? The FBI, the same FBI that has a higher murder rate. Only they go around murdering our leaders, so-called leaders, right? Now, um, here's something that you need to understand. All right, all these things about us aren't really that true. So we need to stop letting people say them. Many of the things that are happening, hold on for a second. Ouch. All right. Many of the things that are happening to us. The hand behind it is our own. Or let's not say our own, is our women. And the men that follows them. This has always been the fight with us, right? It's kind of a fight we don't necessarily need to have anymore. All right, we already know what time it is. We rid ourselves of the simps, the manginas. We separate from the wicked women. All right. And then after we separate, we start fellowshipping with one another. Now, let me get back to the mulattoes and jazz. Every form of music that kept us together, that allowed us to meet one another, that allowed us to come together as a group. The reason for dances and music was to bring the community together as a group for the express specific purpose of the good men meeting good women to go back and procreate for the group. All right. We teach that music down and stuff like that. So country comes from black people. The blues come from black people. Pop comes from black people. Rock and roll comes from black people, as they called us back then. Wait a minute. But we were not black people. We were always indigenous people. All right. We created all these music forms. Why? Because the purpose was for us was spiritual, but it was community driven. That's why they turned us from groups into individualists. If you ever notice, if a band wasn't careful, that the white people always picked out somebody in the group and made them the leader, even though they weren't the leader. And that always broke apart the group. About the smartest group that dealt with that kind of thing was the Ohio Players. They would always try to egg them to see who wrote this, that, and the other so that they could put one guy out front. Why? Because this is how they create division. All right. And so basically, we need to get back to right now. I started teaching Kung Fu again. All right, to some of the young boys in the neighborhood. It's for free. I bought some staffs, right? Some foam staffs so that they could practice without tearing each other's head off. All right, I have my Kung Fu pads and stuff. I have some little ones for children and stuff like that. So we can make it kind of safe, right? But here's the thing, right? Here is the thing. One, I have to do everything that I do in the absence of black women. Because one, they're not going to want their son to learn anything from an Afro man. And the reason why they do this so that they can always have plausible deniability of a man being worth anything. That's why they keep their young boys as they grow into men limited only to their particular neighborhood or society. They never venture out even from their own neighborhood to see what's up in another state. All right. Her job is to keep the Afro man closed minded. Why? Because the Caucasian system makes a lot of money off of closed minded dudes. Not only that, these dudes are so ignorant that they could be used to attack their own brothers. All right. So, with that said, y'all, I'm gonna be out. I know somebody need to go to bed outside of me. All right. But with that said, I'm gonna be out. Don't forget to check out my other channel, Reluctant Nabi Neo. And if you care to donate to what I do, my donation link is in the description box. But as always, y'all, before you donate, make sure you can. All right. Um, it is important for you to take care of your home and yourself first. And then if you have an abundance, send some my way. Y'all know I put it to good use. All right. The other thing is that yeah, check the channels out, right? And the t-shirts, um, some people just always going to get whatever I have. One person in particular. But for everybody else, each month, at the end of the month, I'm going to look at the people that donated for that month over $30, and I'm just sending stuff out. I still got merchandise from that I bought from before. Y'all, I'm just tired. Y'all, please forgive me for that because there's a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to send out to people. And right now, y'all know it's just me cutting everything, mailing everything, running, getting the envelopes, putting the addresses on everything, getting everything made. It's just me by myself. And some of the times I have to do things to earn the extra money to do what the channel does for the community. And then I have to teach the lessons to the children. Well, I get jeers from other children's mom, but I just don't give a F about the black woman anymore. If she don't want her children to learn crap, they don't need to learn. They're going to turn 18 and wonder why their mom was such an idiot. All right. See, the problem is these women always want to, like this one called Something Special, always want to give. They always want to give the people a pass. But when you look at the people that they want to give the pass to, it is always the black woman. So this woman that's supposed to be an Israelite woman is cutting for the black woman in her wickedness. All right. So she's going to cut for the black woman in her wickedness. Why? Because she's a black woman. And I'm kind of tired of that too. All right. All right. And so I'm kind of tired of it. I don't need anybody a part of anybody else's wicked group to think that they need to pray for me. Period. Why? Because I really have no real issue with my mom. This is her. This is the woman that wrote those comments. Hold on. I just want to post this real quick to show you how disingenuous the black woman is. All right. Now, and keep this in mind. On. Okay, good. Got that. This is what she wrote. All right. I have no respect for women like this. I have no respect for women like this because they didn't look at anything, right? Or they looked at the video. Wait a minute. And they're okay with the wickedness that we're talking about in the video. This is the problem. And then she sent me a video of another dude that she say I should listen to because she thinks I'm hurt. And then, well, yeah, I'm hurt at what's going on in my community. I am acutely aware that I need to be careful when I'm around the black woman because she's done nothing but destroy my life or try to. But see, that's the thing. I am really, really blessed. I have more than some people on here, less than others. But I'm doing a lot more now than I ever thought I would be. Understand? And so basically, women like this are idiots. Why? Because they say, yes, evil should be able to prevail if a black woman does it. And if I have a problem with the evil, then my problem isn't with the evil. It's, well, my mama black and my mama was to hurt me. Ooh, or their other favorite. Some woman must have hurt you. Well, this all would be true. My mama did hurt me. All right. But it wasn't damage that I couldn't repair. And I made some of myself despite her. The thing is, they don't want me warning the other brothers, and they don't want the brothers warning their sons. I had a conversation with a brother who had a son, and he was telling me that regardless of what his wife thinks, they're going to still listen to me. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, she's Mechadon is fire. Roger Hayes, Mechadon is fire. All right, let me say this. And so the brother was telling me that the daughters don't like listening to me, nor his wife, but he don't give a crap. His son knew who I was. He said, "Do you know who this is?" He's like, "Yeah, by the voice, that's Reluctant Nabi." And I was like, "Holy crap," in my head, right? And the reason why this is important is because we are warning the boys as they grow into men. I did not understand the true impact of my channel in a way that it is not the same with everybody. It is specifically warning specifically. So I'm not saying the woman do this, that, and the other. I'm showing you what they do, how many of them do it, so that you can make an informed decision when dealing with a black woman or even in the presence. And I'm just saying, don't. It's wickedness down to the demonic level if you're a spiritual brother. Period. All right. So with that said, y'all, I'm gonna bust the move. Again, my channel is Reluctant Nabi Neo. That's the other channel. Here, let me put see what happens here. Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi. All right. I don't know how many here are aware of my channel, but here is a video from it. So y'all can click on that and see that. All right. So, all right, with that said, y'all, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul. And I might even get back with y'all for another live one tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm doing that or putting up videos. All right. So I will talk to y'all later. And remember, these women, like Mrs. Formerly known as Mr. Sanders, all right, what they think they could do to you is take half of what you got and then continue to use the system to keep on taking. All right, with this woman, Mrs. Sanders, formerly known as Mrs. Sanders, didn't understand was Brother Deion Sanders had his paperwork right as far as the divorce. And not only did she lose everything, but she didn't get the children or any of that. So she was going to count on child support and all the rest of that. She was going to try to take him out. Oh, guess who don't have a man too? Because all these people see the handwriting on the wall when dealing with the black woman. So, brothers, it's time for us to wake up also and see the handwriting on the wall when dealing with the black woman. Either deal with a sister or deal with somebody from another country or another community. But we need to leave these ones alone. All right. So with that said, brothers, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul.